You were visiting twice a year, Pune. You have some beautiful stories from those days. I remember you were the only one outsider getting energy darshan also.
Yeah, later on.
Which was not for outsiders actually.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, from 75 onwards, I started going like twice a year. Yes, many incidents. By that time, actually, first I should tell you that in 72, when he gave me sannyas, he took a promise also from me that I will do dynamic meditation regularly. So that time I started doing dynamic meditation, and that was a very, I will say, transforming for me. I used to do it on my terrace every morning, and I always thought that I don't have anything repressed because I have lived very beautiful life. My father had been very loving and very giving me freedom to do anything, whatever. Like he encouraged my, I will say, I was naughty, and but he always encouraged. He was never like, why you go out from the class and why you run away from the college. He was never like that. He was always appreciating, enjoy your life, like that. So when I started doing dynamic meditation, nothing was coming up in the catharsis. So I called Lakshmi. They were still in Bombay in those days, and she called me back, and she said that by that time we were calling him Bhagwan Shri, that she said, Bhagwan Shri says that just do the acting for a few minutes and it will come up. And it was amazing to see that how much anger, how much sadness, how much restlessness can come out of us, what is deep down repressed. And Osho also told me that it is not only from this life, it will come from many lives. So keep on doing it. Keep on, never feel that it is exhausted, now it is done. And whatever comes, first it will come negative, then the positive will also come. And welcome everything. And then I started looking at myself, how my pattern is while doing dynamic meditation. It was very amazing to see that I had made my image of happy, carefree girl who does not mind anything. And then I started noticing, actually I do mind, but I don't feel worth having talk about it and what you call discussions and arguments and fights. I don't like to create fights, but I do mind things. It's not that I don't care, it goes inside, and I put all my negative emotions in the very deep basement, but they are there. That I only started realizing when I started doing catharsis. And then I started noticing in the daytime like how things affect me, that I get affected by beautiful things, I get affected by ugly things, I get affected, which I show I am not affected. And while doing dynamic meditation and doing catharsis and doing hoo-hoo and energy starts rising upward, you become much more sensitive, you become much more aware and more alert about things. And that meditation has helped me a lot in my life. And one more incident I will like to tell, that that in my house as a housewife, I was very fond of, I was learning cooking, and because in my parents' house I never did anything, so I learned. And I'm very fond of making good food and presenting it nicely, and at the dinner table it will be so beautifully. And then my husband will come back after the day work in the factory, and he's not even looking at that. He's not even, appreciation is far away thing. And while eating, he's talking about his business to his father and not at all concerned food is good or not, tasty or not, what it is, and I will get so angry. And it will create such, and whenever I will say to someone, like even to my mother-in-law complaining, or to my friend that, you know, I prepared the food, I took 3 hours to prepare it and he just in 3 minutes he ate it and not even looked at how it was presented nicely. And everybody was favoring me. And then when I met Osho, I told him this, that, you know, I am learning cooking and I am so excited and I love to display it nicely. And my husband comes and he doesn't even enjoy this food. And I felt he will give a discourse to my husband, but it is Osho, he is very different. He says, the problem is with you. I said, you won't tell him something? He said, why? He has not asked the question. And he said, the problem is with you, not with him. Whatever the problem, he is not even noticing that problem. So you are noticing the problem, so the problem is with you. And you are not enjoying making the food. I said, come on, I am so much enjoying it. And he said, no, you are not total when you are cooking. I said, that's not true. I am so much enjoying. It's not like in my house that I have to cook. I cook 2-3 times a week. All the rest I have a cook, I have a maid, I have everything. I don't need to do anything. I do it because I want to do it. He said, no, you are not totally there present while cooking and you are not enjoying while cooking. This was a very strange thing to hear from him, and a lot of resistance came to me. The next day again I brought that subject, no, I don't think it is true. And then Osho said, look, let's leave this discussion here. Do one thing, you cook for me. You have 3 cotton saris and you wear that cotton sari whenever you want to cook. And you take shower, you wear that sari, you come to the kitchen, and at the door you close your eyes at the kitchen door and think of me and say that, Bhagwan, I am going to cook food for you. And when you see me, that yes, you will know that I have come. When you see me, that yes, and then you open your eyes and then you start cooking for me. And when you have finished the cooking, and then again while moving out from the kitchen, you stand there, close your eyes, think of me and invite me that the food is ready, you have it. And then you go back, have the shower, change your clothes. And this was such a simple technique, but I was cooking for him. And my whole thing changed. My cooking changed. I was enjoying so much, because he also told me that when you are cooking the vegetables, you feel the vegetable in your hand and then chop it and then you make it. And when you are doing it, do it very slowly. Do it with the half the speed you do the work. So almost an year I was doing like that. Then it became my way of cooking. And sometimes my nephew Ashwin, they used to come and they used to see me. They still say those things to me, remind me that you remember those days we used to see that it was so much, you looked so graceful, walking in slowly, making the food, and the food used to be so delicious. And later on I found out that my cooking had changed. It had become very simple as Osho used to eat. After years I found out that. And one thing which changed was that my whole focus changed into cooking, not looking at the appreciation. And then after years I realized that actually before, when I was cooking, my whole thing was that it is delicious and he should appreciate that how good cook I have become and how beautifully I arrange. But that I was looking for that appreciation and I was not getting it. That's why this whole problem was getting up. And once I dropped that, and the whole focus was that I was cooking for him, and once I said to him that food is ready, you enjoy, I was fine. And my focus had changed. I was never bothered that he's appreciating or he's eating, and that relaxedness changed my husband also. Because I was not supposed to say all these things, which Osho used to make it this much very much sure that not to tell anybody. At that time I never told that I have asked Osho and he has told me this. So he never knew this. But because I was so relaxed about it, and he also changed. He also started appreciating. So these things keep on happening with Osho. So in Pune.
Yes, come back to Pune.
In Pune, you remember Osho used to talk sometimes about Meera, Nanak, Kabir on the path of the mystics who have been on the path of love. And sometimes he will be talking on Patanjali, on Ashtavakra, on Buddha, the mystics who have been on the path of meditation. So a question arose in me that what is my path, love or meditation? In those days, on one hand I was doing dynamic meditation, which is path of meditation, and sometimes I used to enjoy Nataraj. So the question came, what is my path? Because I am doing both and I am enjoying both. So I asked the question to Osho. So I think it was 76 when he was talking on the beloved, on the Baul, the fakirs of Bengal. And Osho said it very beautifully that you have been with me for your past lives, and not only one past life, but you have been with many lives with me. And looking at you, I can say it with authority very clearly that your path is love. And meditation will happen to you. And then in the evening darshan, I asked him that give me a sutra on the path of love. And he said, totality is the sutra. Whatever you do, pour your totality, pour your love and creativity into it. And he also gave me one meditation. He asked me to drop dynamic meditation, and by the sunset time do one technique. He gave me a music which was actually Ali Akbar Khan Sahab and Shehnai Wadan by Bismillah Khan. That was a Yugalbandi of them. Very beautiful piece. It was of 20 minutes that put on that music, dance wildly on the terrace at sunset time, and followed by this meditation of 4 stages. In the first stage, I lie down on the terrace on my back and look at the sky. See the vastness of the sky. And in the second stage, close your eyes and feel your body is expanding and becoming weightless and becoming big and expanding, and that you cannot see it with your eyes, and it becomes one with the sky. Then in the third stage, still keeping my eyes closed, imagine that the whole sky is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller, and become like a one point and enters into my heart in the middle of my armpits and enters in. And in the fourth stage, just to be in that feeling of that the whole sky has entered in my heart and has become one with me, and lie down for a few minutes in that feeling. I must say that it looked very simple and I enjoyed it very much, and I did it more than 1 year. But this changed my life. This feeling of vastness, this feeling of expansion, and feeling that the whole sky has become one with me, has entered in me. I don't remember when, but all these nitty-gritty, mundane things started affecting me less and less. And I felt very generous and open in my heart, and very, you can say, loving to everything. I remember I used to clean I became very fond of gardening and cleaning. And I will do the little things with so much love. I will enjoy so much the glass on the tables, the wood on the sides, everything. It used to create such a joy in me to touch the glass, to touch this thing. Everything looked very, I will say, luminous and alive. You know, sometimes your eyes, when you are looking at things look so much alive. And everything felt so beautiful, so alive. And I used to live in a very beautiful big bungalow, but it was rented. And I started gardening and landscaping in those days. These were the years. And they were all very much amazed that in a rented house you will put so much money in landscaping. But it was coming so much from inside, and I started enjoying that. And this sutra of being total and enjoy whatever you're doing, slowly your focus changes in life. That you started enjoying whatever you are doing, and the hankering for appreciation, hankering of noticing others that you are doing something beautiful, it starts fading away. This is my experience, that this you don't need to, you just put your energy into what you are doing. And also Osho told me when he gave me this technique, and he gave me my path is love. He also told me that start loving your body. At that time I never knew that there is a deep condemnation for the body. I always thought that my brought up is very different. I'm not normal in that. But no, there are some things which are so deep down, I don't know from which lives, but there are. And Osho told me that when you get up in the morning and say thank you to your body, that it is still alive, vibrating, and is ready to give you a chance to live another day. And when you are taking shower, feel the water falling on your body, touching your body, giving it coolness, refreshness. And while you are rubbing the soap on your body, just say to your body, I want to keep you clean and beautiful. While eating, eat it with love. Say to your body that I want to nourish you with good food. While walking, walk with love. While listening to me, listen with love. While you are listening, listen to my sound, listen to my voice, listen to the birds, listen with love. Your path is love. So that's how my journey on the path of love started. And he said meditation will happen to you, and it did happen. I remember, I think it was 79 maybe. I became very fond of kirtan, dance. This became my meditation when Osho told me. And I remember it was Guru Purnima, and we used to have in Pune commune tin roof, temporary tin roof used to be there, and they were playing live music for Nataraj. And in those days I was quite young and very energetic, and I used to run around the whole hall, dancing, jumping like kids. And I'm jumping and going from one direction to another and dancing wildly. And suddenly I saw my body is running in front and I am following. I'm following my body. And distance is the same. And I'm running and I'm watching. I'm running, I'm watching. And then the music stopped and I lie down. And that feeling was gone. But a deep silence. And then when I got up, I started walking again. I'm walking and I'm seeing myself walking, coming out of Buddha hall. And it will go, it will come back, it will go. For next 3 days, it was the same thing will, automatically it will happen and automatically it will go. That I'm sitting and suddenly I see myself sitting and suddenly it's gone. For a split second it is there and then it is gone. And first time I realized that what Osho used to say on the path of meditation, that watch, you are not the body, you are the watcher. The body is yours, you are residing in the body, but you are not the body. And that experience kept on happening. I am breathing and I see that the breathing is happening. And there is a distance between me and the breathing. Those 3 days, they gave me this experience of meditation, of the watcher. Before that, if I do, sometimes I will go to Buddha hall to do vipassana and I will feeling like this. I never enjoyed vipassana. I thought this is not for me. If I will do Nada Brahma, it will be so boring for me to do and I will feel like sleepy. And after this experience, I started enjoying all the other meditations which was like a no for me, which looked boring to me. That's how my journey with him went on. And Osho, whenever I used to go for darshan, and Osho will ask me, "Ab tum yahi aa jao." And I will also tell my husband that let's shift to Pune. We can live outside, we can have a house outside, and Priya can go to school, and so that I can spend the whole day in the commune. And he will always say, yes, yes, next year we will. So you find out a flat here, you find out which school Priya can go. But he kept on saying yes to me, but it never happened. And I think it was 79, I asked Osho that each time you say that you stay here, don't go back, but still I go back, and what is lacking in me? Is that I lack courage, that I cannot stay? What is this? Why I go back? My heart is here, my body is here, why I go back? And Osho said that you don't lack courage, and this I am saying it because I want to prepare you for one day when I will say that you stay here, don't go back. I will say don't go back, and you will never go back.